morning. Grand Rising. Hello. My makeup tray is a mess. Don't judge me. I know it's like organized chaos here, so don't judge me today. Want to talk. Don't mean for it to be heavy, but if it gets heavy, hey. And if you don't like it, leave. It's my page. I want to talk about the angry Black woman. That is a stereotype that often labels passionate, assertive Black woman as angry, that we have a chip on our shoulder, that we're sassy. You know, to me, it has racial undertones that are just as strong as the mammy or the Jezebel, which we've seen, you know, everybody's been canceling that. Even the Aunt Jemima's, you know, bottles have changed because it's now perceived, rightfully so, as having a racial undertone. But the angry Black woman label that is often given to women in business, women in relationships, Black women in general, when we express any level of discontent, when we challenge any of our circumstances, when we challenge any level of inequity, social inequity, racial inequity, it is often given to us. There she goes. She's just angry. She's just another angry Black woman. You know, if we assert ourselves in any way, if we hold anybody accountable in any way, then we're just the angry Black woman. How many of you have been labeled that at some point in your life or career, or you've heard yourself called that? And, you know, to me, it's very unfair, because if a man were to assert himself or challenge something, then he's just being aggressive. He's being a good businessman, you know. Our sisters, our white sisters, you know, often in business, they're considered emotional. Have you been called that? Yes. Doesn't feel good. And I just want to really talk about it, because unless we talk about it, then we can't deal with it. You know, people don't recognize how wrong that is. We've recognized how wrong so many other things are in society, but people seem to accept that Black women just have nasty attitudes. And that's not the case. It truly isn't. It just means that we're trying to carve out our space in this world that continuously tells us we're not enough, that we're not enough. We can't come to the table and be treated equally. I mean, and if we are angry, if we are perceived to have a little bit of an attitude, maybe we deserve to on some level. I mean, let's really define this. Black women for generations have been the mule of society. We have cleaned, we have cooked, we have taken care of everybody else, and very rarely are people taking care of us. We've had to anchor the family with no credit, without equal pay, without equal credit or equity in anything. We're often disbelieved the most. Our population, Black women, are often disbelieved the most by doctors. When we go and complain about our ailments, in sicknesses, they always are very quick to tell us that it's in our head, or, that, we're Googling something too much, and then it turns out that we were right. But it's proven statistically, you can look it up, that African-American women are most disbelieved by their doctors and dismissed, unfortunately, which leads to higher death rates, higher mortality rates, with pregnancy, etc. We're also often underrated when it comes to insurance, and we have to pay more for insurance. And I'm like, what? And that's all, that's life insurance. That's, car insurance. That's homeowners insurance. It's insanity. We are often given higher interest rates from that. One day I got to tell you guys about somebody who quoted me a real high interest rate, not even knowing or really researching who I was and what I knew. And my credit was through the roof, great. But he tried to dismiss me because I was a Black woman and give me, a higher interest rate. One day I'll tell you about that. But, if we are a little frustrated, I would prefer to say frustrated in some form of fashion, because, we have to constantly edit ourselves and mind ourselves, the way we say things, the way we do things, so that it's not perceived to be angry just because we want to assert something. I just think that we have to really examine it and talk about it so we can do away with it, because perhaps generationally we've been frustrated. Therefore, you have the perception of anger, but I think rightfully so. Even in many cases, our own Black men have not perceived us to be beautiful. Like Black women were on the bottom of the totem pole, unfortunately, as far as beauty was perceived. And so that becomes very frustrating. But angry not, full of grace, full of God, full of forgiveness, full of getting up and trying again. I think Black women we're like the phoenix. We rise from the ashes, right? Have a great day, babies. Love you.